This is a deck that we've played. So we've played this deck a few times before in the past. It's kind of just Jeskai control deck with a bunch of Planeswalkers as a win condition. Your matches where your Deafening Clarions and your Lava Coils and your Cleansing Novas are good are going to be good matchups. Matchups that, like Esper control, can be a little bit tough game one. And then post-board, we get to bring in more Negates and Disdainful Strokes and stuff like that that can have relevant text boxes there. So let's go ahead and dive into some matches, shall we? Now, bringing my balance back about to where it normally is ideal. Just so people that watch on YouTube and stuff. So, the reason why there's no Ral in this deck, that's a good question. The reason why there's no Ral in this deck is because we just don't have a critical enough mass of instants and sorceries to make Ral's downtick be reasonable. So he just doesn't have a useful text box enough of the time, unfortunately. Alright, so I guess I keep this one with a Scry. Yikes. This is where the magic happens. And, like, this hand's a good example of... This hand's a good example of, like, where the new Mulligan rule would be great. Because, like, if I would have gotten a 7 with one landed again, I'd have gone to 5 here. Whereas here, I kept a speculative 6 as a risk, and then I've missed now. So, like, we didn't get to play Magic this game, and with the new London Mulligan rules they're going to be testing, we likely would have gotten to play Magic there. Can you explain why I was timed out? Oh, geez. Oh, the mods were fragging people that were complaining about the voice. The mods were fragging people complaining about the voice. Cleansing, that looks like they're playing something token-esque, so extra Cleansing Nova's probably fine. Negate's probably, I think I'm going to trim the Absorbs because they're a little clunky. Give this a go. Yeah, I agree, Be Rich. Striker, I think you were making a joke there, but in the future, I would request that you don't compare things to Nazis in my channel. That's going to get you a permanent ban if you do it again. So please, please and thank you, don't do that. Yeah, the ability to look at message history was a fantastic upgrade. It was super awesome that Twitch added that. Super, super excited that they added that feature in for us. MK all day, thank you for the 5-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. I did watch pretty much all of the top 8 yesterday. It was really fantastic Magic. The mono, I feel like not only did Autumn obviously played at an amazing level, but Reed and just like all the mono blue players that we saw, I feel like there's a lot of people who have picked up the mono blue deck just because it was cheap, and like watching these awesome players play it at such a high level, I feel like that was very valuable for anybody that wants to be playing that deck moving forward. And the biggest takeaway from this Mythic Championship to me personally is that, like, if you look at the decks that did well in that tournament, there weren't any surprises in that tournament. There weren't any breakout new decks, and the tournament was still awesome. Like, it was a tournament that was awesome to watch, and it wasn't anything like, oh my gosh, there were these new things that we had to be on top of. So I thought that the tournament in general was just a fantastic testament that, like, a format being solved doesn't mean a format is bad. Yeah, so my room has a window in it, so the lighting on me currently varies depending on the natural light that's coming in. I need to both get a window treatment set up and put a soft light in front of me, ideally. Alright, sweet. And getting Karn down here should mean that we hit a land drop next turn for the Hellkite.
Choice. I will return.
A sub-goal for pink walls. Alright, so do I Tezzeret plus here, or do I just get a Hellkite down? I think I Tezzeret plus here. Newspaper and tinfoil. Yeah, I need to just take some time to look into it. Yeah, I think the Temur Climb deck is very reasonable against mono blue. It's not slow at all. I'm not sure anybody who's played the deck. Like, I'd encourage you to play the deck more if you think the deck with mostly 2 and 3 mana spells and land war elves is slow. Morning Weens. The loud talkie box man has in fact returned. Yeah, you can only prime every month when it's up, or when you're not subbed. So if you go to my website and go to the Temur Climb page, I actually had someone pay me to write a sideboard guide for the Temur Climb deck, and there's a link to a full sideboard guide for the Temur Climb deck on my website. Hey, Kadam, thanks for the Prime support. Hope you're having a good one wherever you're at. Welcome, welcome.
I learned a few tricks on Kaladesh.
Do I just get the treasure map back here? I could also downtick this, and I'm just gonna get the treasure map back. I don't think I'm gonna hold up Negate this turn. I think I'm just gonna pass. Yeah, just like, so, what you're doing there is something that players do incorrectly a lot of the time, in my opinion, which is like, you're upset that your deck can't beat their best possible draw, which is just like, that's just not possible. Like, if you always judge your deck against the opposing deck's best possible draw, you're gonna end up incredibly sad basically all the time, so don't do that. Looking for Cleansing Nova here. You're a wizard, Harry. So I'm gonna plus Karn before I Cleansing Nova, so that way they don't know that Nova's coming. Hi, friends. Sweepers confirmed good against the creature deck. News at 11.
Tragedy or comedy of errors.
Evil cannot withstand a righteous arm.
Trust me. Keep up the pace.
So, it's important to +1 Karn before I use the Cleansing Nova, because if my Karn plus hits 2 spells, my opponent knowing that their board is gone could impact the decision on which spell they give me. So it's a small thing, but it's important. Kind of surprised we didn't see a token attack there. So next turn I could actually play Hellkite and activate Hellkite, which is awesome. That explains why they didn't attack.
Hurry!
Are you certain of your decision?
But I accept defeat.
Hellkite is just so unreasonably powerful. It's super sweet when it gets going. Constantly impressed with that card in this format. Double Clarion, sign me up. Honor Guard is good here. I don't think so. I get that it stops their Deputy of Detention, but I think that's a little bit narrow. Quasi-Duplicate Ooze. Quasi-Duplicate Ooze sounds sweet. We're actually going to be getting to... Grixis Dragons is pretty close to the top of the queue at the moment, just as a heads up. So because they just passed here, I'm going to go ahead and activate this. If they would have played another creature, I'd have just Deafening Clarion on this turn, but... I think this is fine. So if you enjoy Limited, playing Limited does get you more value for your money. But if you don't enjoy playing Limited, or if you only play Limited and lose, just buying packs directly to play Constructed is ideal. Like, I just buy a bunch of packs and open them every season. Huh. You know, I think I'm actually just going to draw, and I'm just going to, like, play Karn this turn. Rather than trying to activate the map.
I will defend my ally. Well chosen.
Alrighty, well, we had a huge pocket of lands. Hopefully, Treasure Map's gonna dig us into some action next turn. Sounds great. This is reason enough to Clarion next turn. Let's take another Treasure Map. Maybe I'm supposed to bottom that looking for Planeswalkers. I have a lot of card draw going. It is worth noting that I don't want two treasure maps in play at the same time, just because of the possibility of Deputy of Detentions taking them away. So they know about Glacial Fortress and Sulfur Falls here, but I'm playing a Shockland this turn, even though they don't know about it, because I just want to put a land into play tap so it doesn't hurt me. Tocatli, what does this card do? Whenever a creature you control enters the battlefield, you draw a card. That's scary. So, looking for dragons and things to pressure their Planeswalker at this point. Perfect. Am I just making a 4/4? Huh. So the fact that I drew a Negate here kind of makes me want to wait. Like, I can get Negate next turn with Karn. I'm probably just supposed to head to the Space Jam, though. I don't want this thing to ult by mistake, because I'm definitely not beating an ult.
Setbacks are part of all good tales.
So, like, next turn, this could go to 8 next turn, even if they play another creature out. And, like, with Clarions and stuff here, I can slow this down from getting back to 8 while I find another dragon or way to close the game out. Hero, interesting. We have a Conclave Tribunal here as well, then. They can convoke that out. I could have Deputy of Detention. Deputy of Detention's not very good, though, because I just have, like, all these Clarions in my hand. Okay, well, this makes their Huatli huge. If they don't have Conclave Tribunal here, I'm in an amazing spot. If they do have Conclave Tribunal, that's interesting. So they're trading. So they don't have Conclave Tribunal, and they're just trading their Planeswalker for my Karn. That's fine. We're super far ahead here. This might just be a concession Clarion even. Clarion, my wayward son, there'll be peace when you are gone. Lay your weary head to rest. Tezzeret draws 2 cards. Yeah, builder rounds are $25 for subs and $35 for non-subs. All right, we done here? We done here? Hey, the gang's all here. Nice elephant. My turn. Hit me, dealer.
Brilliance comes easily to me.
Brilliance comes easily to me. You're so snooty, Tezzeret. Why are you so snooty? Didn't give me a chance to play all my Planeswalkers out. Rude. Everyday life? Oh, you mean like going outside with pink hair? Going outside with pink hair is actually a lot of fun. At least where I live in central Illinois, it makes me a lot more approachable. I've had a lot of people I've never met before just like smile and say hello. It brings smiles to a lot of other adults' faces, which is fun. And kids think it's absolutely hilarious. I picked the kids up from daycare the other day, and this like all the other children thought it was very funny. What color are we going to do next? I'm not sure. I feel like colors that are close tend to go well. So I was thinking maybe we could do like purple into blue. Because like purple will go well from pink. Like blue would happen well from purple. Double Submerged Boneyard, so Esper with budget mana, maybe?
I won't hide from the world any longer.
Alright, so cut all the cards that don't really have text boxes here. Bring in a bunch of counterspells and Tithe Takers. I think I'm probably supposed to leave in a couple of Lava Coils in the event that they have Thief of Sanity. He'd need more lands in the deck, right? You know, honestly, is this deck... This deck 25 lands too? This deck might want a 26 land with Sarkhan. I don't remember. 26 lands with Sarkhan is probably not unreasonable. Yes, it's only 25, but 26 is not unreasonable. I do think decks like these tend to lose way more games to drawing not enough lands as opposed to drawing too many. Justice Strike over Lava Coil. Yeah, that's probably a reasonable hedge. So they didn't counter these last turn. Do I just jam a Karn here? I'm just going to jam a Karn here. Hey, Slayer. I hope you're staying safe over there.
I back our union. An excellent choice.
The double spell Karns are so dirty. find me a river, baby. Tithe Taker is an excellent draw here. Why not minus and get aggressive? Because I am gonna bury them in card advantage this game.
Choice.
Any tips or tricks? Yeah, if you go to my website, jeffhoagland.com, and click Standard Decks Teamer Climb, I actually posted a full sideboard guide for the Teamer Climb deck. You can find that there. Yeah, I agree, Observer. We conceded super early last game, so there's a good chance that my opponent just, like, didn't know how to sideboard, because they only saw, like, red-white lands and treasure map. So there's a good chance they don't know we're a more controlling deck. Right. I only look like a comic book villain. Let's stick with that. Let's stick with looks like.
I'll make use of that later.
I'll make use of that later. I mean, there are some mid-range creature decks that play treasure map though. I do also have a cult following. You're not wrong. That's definitely an apt descriptor. All right, so next turn we'll have a Teferi of our own. And a Tezzeret, apparently. I'm actually going to go ahead and hit this just so we get an extra counter on here.
What was lost is now returned.
Is now returned.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
I'm not done yet. And when these Planeswalker decks get going, they're such a hoot. Just, like, bury them in card advantage. Just like, oh, did you think you were going to keep up this game? I'm curious what you mean by judging a deck based on its best draw. I mean, people often focus so much on beating decks or decks that they're playing based on only their best draw. So, like, someone asked a question earlier saying, well, how do you beat Mono Blue when they go Thing, Obsession, Protection? It's just like, well, you probably don't, right? And that doesn't mean you need to change your deck because they're not going to go Thing, Obsession, Protection every game. And it's okay to play to beat people on their average case draw as opposed to their best case draw.
Hurry!
I'm going to down tick this and grab Disdainful Stroke. Berts, thanks for keeping me employed. I appreciate the 6 months in a row. Welcome around. They can't cast Chromium here because I have Tithe Taker in play. Two of your finest Magic the Gathering cards, please. Oh, that feels dirty. That is not reasonable. Hey, the gang's all here. That's not even true. We're missing Dovin and Sarkhan. We're being punished for drawing too many cards. To discard one. That's sad. We've entered garbage time, chat. We've entered garbage time. Gosh, we might have to start plussing Tezzeret just because we have too many cards in our hand. That's embarrassing.
We need to move quickly.
We need to move quickly. All right, let's get aggressive.
Some solutions must be built.
Silent, obedient perfection.
I have triple counterspell for a sweeper next turn, so let's do it. And that's one of the nice things about Karn in these decks with other Planeswalkers, that, like, when you're ready to turn the corner, Karn really helps you turn the corner. Wow, Settle the Wreckage. That's one I haven't seen for a hot second. Maybe I'm supposed to use Negate there, just because, Disdainful Stroke could counter Hostage Taker. Good morning, Zach. I think MTG should change. We literally just had a Pro Tour with 3 decks in the top 8 and one of the best performing decks playing all basic lands. So your statement that rare lands are too necessary to play standard is just fundamentally incorrect based on the data that we have. You are right that if you want to play a variety of things and don't want to play mono blue, mono red, or mono white, you need rare lands for some variety, but you can be competitive in Magic without rare lands. Thanks, Courageous. Yeah, I put a lot of time and effort into my website. Tell your friends. If you don't like it, tell your enemies. Just send clicks my way. Yeah, like, getting all the rare lands this cycle especially is going to have a ton of longevity as far as Magic is concerned, just because you're going to play these lands in the non-rotating format in the fall as well. Mono black and mono green are kind of lacking in the current format, but yeah, a lot of things have, almost every color combination has something pretty reasonable. Which is, it's really a testament to how awesome the design of this format is, that, like, we have all these awesome multicolored lands, and, like, there's still all these monocolor decks that are good as well. Yikes. Thinking to miss a land drop? We have these Disdainful Strokes to, like, interact with their card advantage at least, but we need to find a Planeswalker or a map or something here. Yeah, I really hope the new format starts with Ixalan. That's unfortunate. We're gonna get buried by that pretty quickly. Chromatic Black's not competitive. It's a funny deck, but it's not. I think calling Chromatic Black a competitive deck is a bit of a stretch. I do not play Commander. Pretty much just play the formats you see on stream. Toxic Elitist with the 12-month resub. I knight thee, Defender of the Realm. Go forth and protect us from Twitch chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If the format starts at Kaladesh, there's a chance it could be bad. The actual answer is that we just don't know, chat. I do not have a scrying glass with which to look into the future. A new format might be fine starting with Kaladesh, but I'd rather not risk it personally. So they know about this other Disdainful Stroke. Sure. I don't think it's a happy accident that the format that we have right now is really good, and it's the first format that play design really helped with. So the problem here is that they are unfortunately going to get to flip their search for Azcanta, and I don't have any sort of card advantage to keep up with it, so the search is just going to bury us in the ground very, very quickly here. I hope they start the new format with this current format. I think it would be awesome if once this current format rotates in October, we could just continue playing all of our favorite decks with the new non-rotating format. I'm gonna concede if this doesn't resolve. Yeah, Arena has awesome Twitch integrations. How are we doing, folks? Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for dropping by my stream here today. If you're new, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30, 40, 50 hours a week. If you're one of the many people in the world who are one of my wonderful subs, a big shout out to all of them. As always, my subs are quite literally the folks that keep me employed. I wouldn't be able to be here day in and day out without their wonderful support. I'd also like to give a shout out to some of my wonderful sponsors here real quick. Quip provides quality, affordable electric toothbrushes. And if you use my link at bit.ly/HugoQuip, you can get your first refill kit with a new toothbrush head, battery, and toothpaste with them for free. And as a special incentive for the Quip link, if you sign in using your Twitch account when you pick up your Quip, you can bump a deck in my deck queue by 25 points for free when you pick one of those up. Quaddle, thanks for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hurley Burley Studio does professional Magic the Gathering altars. They have wonderful border extensions like my basic lands here, and they also do full art replacements as well. And if you head on over to hurleyburleystudio.com, you can find a wonderful portfolio of all their work there. Cardsphere.com will love to help you turn your cards into other cards directly to the players. There's no haggling, and they just take a 1% fee off the top. And of course, InkedGaming.com will love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags with them. You can upload your own custom artwork or choose from the wide range of custom artwork they have on their website. Let's go ahead and head on into our next match here with the Jeskai Friends deck. That last match, we needed to either play Magic in the first game or hit some source of card advantage earlier in the third game. Fortunately, our opponent's double discard spells, taking our Duress and our Sarkhan, just put us a little bit too far behind. A little bit too far behind. You should probably add a 26 land to the deck. Probably add a 26th land. Yay, Esper. Hey, Lewis Mack. Thanks for the 2 months in a row. Welcome back. I appreciate you keeping me employed here. Alright, so I think Lava Coil is likely to be better in the long run for us this matchup than Clarion, so I'm just going to go ahead and 1-for-1 this Clarion here. It's mana efficient. Looks like they're playing Sultai. There was a Sultai build at the PT that had like main deck Thieves and they had main deck Thieves and some other stuff. Thought Erasures, which is interesting. So, I think I have to absorb this Crisis, so that way I can draw a 4th land and then play Karn on an empty board next turn. Perfect. This is maybe our route back into this game, depending on how good their hand is. The Lava Coil's unfortunate here. It means this Karn's probably getting Vraska's Contempt. They're going to hope to continue to stall us. Hand's pretty okay. They have 5. Oh, Eldest Reborn. Okay, so we're probably dead here. Just another example of losing because we didn't get to play Magic. Probably want the 26th land. Just like I said, I think there's just so many more games we're gonna lose because we don't get to play Magic as opposed to losing because we flooded in a deck that has as much card advantage as this one. Ixalan's Binding's probably reasonable here. I'm not sure if I want Tithe Taker. Tithe Taker's pretty good in the face of Eldest Reborn, so maybe that makes it worthwhile. Probably makes it worthwhile. Give this to try. They also likely have counter spells post board, and Tithe Taker's pretty good against those. TVF Max, thanks for the Prime support. And I left my 4 Lava Coils in. I have four Lava Coils and Planeswalkers and Ixalan's Binding that interact with those things. So. Yeah, there were a couple of teams that played Dimir decks at the Mythic Championship this past weekend. If you go to dailymtg.com, you can find the deck list on their website. In my experience, a card like Regisaur Alpha tends to be worse than playing something like Rekindling Phoenix or Skarrgan Hellkite in the 4 and 5 mana slot. Things that interface with flying cards tend to be more valuable in this format because of things like Thief of Sanity and Mono Blue existing as a deck. Hey, Ostin, thanks for the 8 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Here's hoping they don't Ixalan's Binding me here. Second Thief, yep.
You may regret that choice.
Is it ever correct to swing at Planeswalker with Thief? Yeah, sometimes. Depends on the situation. Depends on the Planeswalker, depends on the loyalty, depends on the cards you already have in your hand. Oh, Magic. Yeah, Ring Ladder resets at the end of the month. Not a whole lot we could do here, really. Stumble and die into Flood and Die. I'll go ahead and add that extra land in here. You know, I know we just flooded, but I think the games that we flood are going to be less often than the ones where we screw. Glacial Fortress. Onward, upward, backward, forward. Curving Thought Erasure into Thief of Sanity is very, very good. Peace, Skittle. I will definitely be here in 2 hours. I'm planning to run long today, as the number of decks in my stream title implies. I guess. Mono temples. Well. So I'd like to draw an untapped land this turn so we can Clarion their stuff. We did not. I wonder if I should have added a basic rather than the Glacial Fortress. Because if I have all 3 of my Glacial Fortresses in my hand, so if I would have added a basic instead of a Glacial Fortress, we'd have gotten to play Deafening Clarion this turn. Would have been ideal. Hey, Lapis, thanks for the 12 months in a row. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I knight thee, Defender of the Realm. Go forth and protect us from Twitch chat. Yeah, I could have also added a Hallowed Fountain. Do I shock this and play Teferi? I think I do. think I just want to remove the spell. I guess this leaves me dead to land Jadelight Ranger.
Keep up the pace.
We're not on 12 shocks. That's really scary. This lets them kill Teferi too. I didn't use Glacial Fortress because it would have come into play tapped. Because that's the type of game we're having.
From the shoulders of giants, wanting.
So, Cleansing Nova is the droid we're looking for at this point. Alright. Yikes. Yikes. Man, that teamer climb deck's real good, huh? I really don't like Esper Control. It is a great deck, and people are having plenty of good results with it. But all things considered, I think it's miserable to play, and it really lacks win conditions, which is pretty frustrating. Not a huge fan of the play patterns it produces. I don't think this is an Ixalan's Binding matchup. It's definitely a Tocatli Honor Guard matchup. Doesn't playing Nexus feel miserable too? Yeah, Nexus also creates miserable play patterns. Why we often don't play that deck here too. Is there an Esper deck you find really fun to play? Not Control. The Esper mid-range decks have been good. Esper Hero. We played an Esper Pirates deck on stream the other day that was sweet. It's not the color. So when I'm referring to Esper, Esper is shorthand for Esper Control in this format because Esper Control is the one deck that's mostly seeing played in those Esper colors. So, like, obviously I'm not talking about the specific color combinations so much as am I talking about the specific decks that are playing those colors in the standard format. Thank you for the tier 2, Magus. I really appreciate that. Bump Esper Angels will do. Looking for lands. So, if you look at this deck, J-Boz, and look at the number of instants and sorceries we're playing, I think, one, we have too many pieces of top end in our deck already, and two, we just don't have enough things to consistently trigger Niv. So, not a fan of Niv for those reasons. Yeah, it's probably fine. Yeah, everything I stream ends up on the YouTube channel, Mochong. All the things go on the YouTubes.
My device is finished, as are you.
Howdy, Mr. Maple. Right, if they have a Colossus here, they can actually kill Tezzeret. Yeah, this deck has like an artifact sub-theme basically, which I'm also pretty into.
respond to genius.
Let's just do this now before they draw the negate. They already have a negate. So I can play Dovin and downtick here, which keeps my planeswalkers alive, which is nice. It costs me 2 cards here, which kind of sucks, but I think this is worthwhile.
An example of my on your impending failure. Try that again.
Mono Blue literally just won the Pro Tour. Play the Pro Tour winning Mono Blue list. I'm gonna make a note to update my website for that. In fact, if we get through to Mono Blue today, which we likely will, we'll be playing the list from the website.
I benefit from another's success.
Alright, so I did this in the wrong order. I understand I did it in the wrong order. Thank you. Thank you. Did that. We did that in that order because I'm dumb. And I was writing a note while I did the thing.
How this thing goes is up to you, pal.
Sure.
That can't help you now.
I made you a gift. This tech gimmick is worth it.
Ah, not again.
Listen, I'm allowed to call myself whatever I want, okay? Yikes. So there goes a planeswalker. This does give me a window to stick another planeswalker next turn, though. Oh, they can't kill Tez. That's good for me. They just get to kill Dovin. And, like, had I sequenced correctly here, we'd still have a Thopter to protect Dovin. So pretty punishing for my mistake here.
I'm not ready for this one yet.
A master builds with ease.
Yeah, theoretically, Mono Blue's gonna be the 4 next from now. Yeah, we've got plenty of card advantage here, and it's not slowing down anytime soon. Tezzeret's gonna start pumping it out. Teferi going, etc., etc.
Let's skip to the good part.
So I can Dovin down tick, and then Tezzeret draw 2.
To be a genius surrounded by lesser minds. You're still one step behind.
Hey, the gang's almost all here, chap.
What? Don't doubt my methods.
Don't doubt my methods. I'm gonna leave these back as defense. Ravager Worm, while excellent, not fantastic facing down with walkers. Stupid desk, go down.
Don't mind if I enjoy this.
Alright. 2.
Know what must be done.
Another. No! Stop it! I didn't get to play my Karn! I wanted to take a screenshot with 5 planeswalkers in play. Why do you hate fun, opponent? Should have played card first. I think I want some more Clarions on the draw. I'm gonna go up to at least 3. Yeah, it doesn't look like it on the surface, but a lot of the cards in this deck do just play really nicely together, which is great. The first build of this deck had Huatli, Jaya, and something else. It had Huatli, Jaya, and another thing in it. Ral had all the planeswalkers. Great. You have a 3/2 for 4. No blocks. Interesting that they just burned that using that mode when I have Tocatli in play. The Hellkites are in the main deck. You can always find the deck list on your screen or by typing !deck in chat to get a direct link. Not blocking, might as well attack. The Lord said, let there be 2 1s. I wonder if my opponent pigeonholed on this and just forgot that this could be a removal spell. Probably what happened. This does let them kill Sarkhan by attacking with everything, but I think I'm okay with that. I get to eat their land war elf in the process. I get to like untap and play Hellkite still. Wow, that's interesting. They have a Colossus here. Wow, they left Colossus in this board. I guess we have dragons. That makes sense. Okay, it makes sense because I have dragons. I mean, now I get to like play Hellkite, and they don't have a Colossus in hand anymore. This graces for 4. Sure. How do we feel about just racing here? Think I like it? Driving in my dragon, beep beep. You know, I probably should lead on Lava Coil there, so that way they take that bait on Counterspell first. If they had a negate, they'd probably negate the map, but I think they'd probably also negate Lava Coil. So another last card is Frilled Mystic. So even if we find a good spell here, we're not casting it. Our goal is to generate a good double spell turn. Or force them to flash this into trade. I didn't play the Planeswalker because they have Frilled Mystic in their hand. Huh. Am I okay with this getting countered? I think I am. Nah, I'm a liar. I'm just gonna pass here. I think they have to play this out just to trade with my 3/3 this turn. Yep. Alright, so do I force this trade? Probably.
Point out your inadequacies.
My perfection is attainable.
Yeah, I'm fine, Grimoire. Remember, you can always catch all the league matches that we play on the YouTubes if you miss them live. All right, that's the best draw on their deck.
Brilliance comes easily to me.
Brilliance comes easily to me.
Let's slow this down.
Evil must not be conquered.
Oh, screenshot! Screenshot! Oh, yeah, got it. Got it. All right, yoink. Sorry, opponent, I'm tweeting. Sorry, apologies, opponent, I needed to tweet.
Madness? What madness?
Allow me to introduce you to a friend of mine.
Allow me to introduce you to a friend of mine. The Avengers are here. Justice reigns from above. Listen, chat, for those of you wondering why my opponent's still playing Magic, don't you take this away from me. Don't you take this away from me.
No time for a break.
They're letting me draw with all my planeswalkers. You all be quiet.
Always. Don't doubt my methods.
Not just a gadget, but ingenuity.
Ingenuity. I appreciate you, opponent. I appreciate you letting me have my fun. Glory Pinger. That's an A+ nickname. Yeah! Rotana! We've defeated Hydra with the Avengers. That's such an A+ line. Well played. Well played. I applaud you. Clever. Very clever. Want to get our scry on? Interesting. I assume we're losing Lava Coil since it's our only removal spell here. Although if they have more threats in their hand, they might leave us the Lava Coil, so we have to spend it on Kite Sail. I think I want to just dig for lands. Alright, we tried. Five drop is exactly like a head party. The good news is their start isn't super aggressive, so like we do have like a real shot here, right? Seems fine for us. So like next turn we scry for a land again, we hit the land, we play Karn using a treasure, we start plussing him. If they have Phoenix here, we're gonna be in trouble. That's a good hit, right? Like the Phoenix comes back, but this recovers my Lava Coil from under the Kite Sail freebooter. So I'm going to 12. Do I burn these treasures to keep the Phoenix out of play? I think I do. It protects it from another Kite Sail freebooter too. I feel like, so one of the things you have to do when you're playing a treasure map in a deck like this is you need to learn to identify when your treasure map is just generating tempo for you and when your treasure map is generating card advantage. And I think in this matchup, we definitely need to catch up on the tempo. All right, I think we're behind enough at this point. I just have to play this and hope that it sticks. They very likely have a removal spell because they haven't played a removal spell yet this game, but I think it's worth just like jamming here. Feels bad when we get hit by it, but I think it's correct to make them have it. We have 3 Clarions, 2 Cleansing Novas in our deck right now. You know all of the cards in my hand, so probably taking the Sarkhan, I'd assume.
Dragon does not lose.
Playing the Kite Sail seems real loose since my out's a sweeper. Now we're Abzan and Jund. We've not gotten to Abzan yet. Abzan might not happen today. Jund was the first deck we did, Bob. We're only on the second one. Do you have another removal spell? If they throw 3 goblins at this Hellkite, like that's winning. That's a winning line for us. That's like good for us. Happy with that exchange. So like they can pay 6 and throw all their 1/1s at this, then attack us to 8. Solve any problem by throwing more goblins at it. CGA Commander really is a testament to that flavor text, right?
I am Karn.
Is it crazy to just start pounding the down tick on this? I feel like it's not.
There is great power in the feet of men.
Well, we tried. I mean, we're dead if I don't down tick there, so like... 2 sweepers, 2 sweepers, 2 sweepers.
Regret that choice.
That game, that wasn't too bad considering we like missed our 3rd land drop on 3 that game after scrying. Okay, that had a real shot. Bedell, thanks for the Prime support. Hope you're having a good one wherever you're at. Welcome, welcome. Tocatli Hunter actually seems really good this matchup. Definitely want the extra Cleansing Nova. Is this a place for Disdainful Stroke and Ixalan's Binding? I could see both of those cards being reasonable, but I'm not really sure what I want to cut. A lot of our top end is pretty good here. I wonder if I cut the Hellkite and just go mostly creatureless. Nomad, thanks for the 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I could like go down on Sarkhan too. I could leave Lyra in because they're likely to leave in Cast Down, and this dodges Cast Down. Okay, let's give this a try. What's going on, Nivik? Sure. It's a little bit awkward with the sweepers in our hand, but it's probably fine. Yeah, if you're on a desktop, Bob, it has to be done on a desktop. You type /user and then the username, and you can see why someone was banned.
You have been analyzed and found.
They have Shock in their deck. Shock in their deck would be real bad for us here. You don't need a bot anymore. You can just check user messages inside of Twitch. It's something that they have enabled now. I think I'm just using Dovin as Lingering Souls here. Probably just going to double block the Midnight Reaper, and the next turn we'll go down tick, second Dovin, down tick again. Yeah, especially on this channel where we like time people out pretty freely, it's nice to be able to like leave a note and say, hey, this person should stay banned. It's like Spectral Procession Plus, because it does gain us 3 life too, right? Sure. As mentioned, wouldn't be surprised to see them leave Cast Down in.
Facts can't be denied.
Thank you, Danon. Drop me a DM and let me know how much it costs you, so I can PayPal you money.
No accounting for luck. Maybe yours will hold.
Gosh, we're probably dead here, huh?
No fire, no steel.
Hey, Brattle. Sometimes you have to send the notification through manually after you put it through.
By a good assault.
I think we're done here.
Shiver my horns.
I'm not sure that we're gonna be able to beat Angrath missing land drops here. Our hand just doesn't line up very well onto that card either. This Lyra might be able to go unchecked, which would be good for us. I mean, stealing Lyra for the turn doesn't really matter, Red Mage Frank. Like, the hit to our health total is, like, essentially irrelevant. What are some tips for picking a card to discard when Angrath hits us? You should discard the cards that are bad. Like, I'm discarding cards like Cleansing Nova and Deafening Clarion here because they're not gonna have an impact on the current game that we're playing because my opponent doesn't have a bunch of creatures in play. And even if they did have creatures to play out, I have creatures in play too, so I don't really want to clear the board. Arc was taken. Thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate you shipping your Bezo bucks this month. Welcome. Nah, I'm not a huge fan of paper magic coverage, Nivik. It's like, if paper magic coverage, especially in relation to digital magic coverage, it's just kind of tedious to watch. It's tough. It's hard to follow. There's tons of downtime. I'm just not a huge fan personally. Alright, let's play one more with Jeskai Walker before we roll on. The Rivals tournament coverage ended up turning out really well. I was happy with that. There's a reason why that tournament was so well received on a weekday. Yeah, if the invitational coverage is anything, the only downside about the invitational coverage is that I won't be super engaged into it just because the format's kind of weird. Arena needs a better viewing client. In order to have a better viewing client, you have to have a viewing client to start with. So your statement of Arena needs a viewing client, period, is true. I agree with you. Yeah, a way to watch matches is exactly what we're talking about. So you said you're new to Magic. As someone who's not new to Magic, let me tell you that you really don't want the generic Magic Twitch chat and not sub-only mode. It's not going to be constructive or helpful. It's just going to be a bunch of people being really obnoxious and offensive. Large Twitch chats are not conducive. Nivik, thanks for shipping that Prime this way. I appreciate it. I don't know, maybe normal people feel like they watch Twitch chat in events like that to like make themselves feel like less terrible human beings by like reading how terrible so many people are.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
There is elegance in simplicity.
I think I'm just supposed to attack both of these at them and hope to be able to ult this next turn. We're probably dead here. Not only have we drawn a lot of lands, but the spells that we've drawn are just not relevant to this matchup. And this is honestly one of the reasons why Esper Control is so good, even though it doesn't have win conditions, is that there's so many decks like this one where we have all these cards we're trying to play to respect these creature decks, that then the Esper deck gains a ton of what we refer to as virtual card advantage because we're down cards just because our cards don't have text boxes. Yeah, if you want Magic's Twitch chat to be not sub-only so you can hope to learn something during a large Magic tournament, that's not going to be the result from that on average.
I'm much more malleable than people think.
No, I'm running Arena on a Linux computer. Do pretty much all my streaming from a Linux system. I have a Windows 10 box upstairs for just in case I have any issues with Wine ever in the future, but I prefer to use Linux. That's what I stream from. Yeah, I agree, Danon. The answers in that deck are just, like, much worse than, like, things like Cleansing Nova and Clarion, unfortunately. Why say Teferi isn't a win con? Teferi is a very slow, tedious win condition. You are technically correct that it is a win condition, but calling it a win condition is a disservice to things that actually win the game everywhere. We get to cut a bunch of our cards that are only good in against creatures and bring in cards that are a little bit more generic here, which is nice. Probably leaving a couple Lava Coils when they bring in Thief of Sanity. So Teferi only wins the game with card advantage if people are willing to concede. So Teferi is a tedious and boring eventual. I agree with you, okay? I've talked about not liking Esper on this stream, and so many people don't understand that things like that are subjective. When I say I don't like Esper, I don't mean the deck is bad. I'm saying that I personally find playing the Esper control decks this season incredibly tedious and mind-numbing to play, because you just sit there and don't do anything for a long time, and your games are kind of miserable, in my opinion. And those are subjective measures. So if you love Esper Control, go play Esper Control. The deck is super powerful. Like, it had Esper Control and Mono Blue were the two best performing decks at the PT by a small margin. Like, they're fine. They're tedious, and I don't enjoy the gameplay that they generate. Yay, lands. Ski, thanks for the Prime support. Hope you're having a good one. Thanks for the Bezo bucks. Yeah, we're playing Treasure Map, basically, is the answer, because Treasure Map can accelerate our mana, which is nice. Yeah, don't like doesn't mean not good. I think I'd rather have removal spells than Lyra. I don't know if that's 100% the case. Maybe I'm just supposed to play Sarkhan here. Maybe I'm just supposed to play Sarkhan there. Getting the map going is pretty appealing. You can't Pithing Needle Valakut or Primeval Titan. No, you can Pithing Needle both of those cards. Mini Koopa, thanks for the Prime. Hope you're having a good one. I assume Jeskai Control has mostly fallen off because people who like to play control decks also hate winning the game. So, like, Jeskai Control being able to win the game is just, like, not what they're into. Hey, what's going on, Chaser? Hope you're having a good one. Here's a bunch of... It's been a hot second since I've done too much open source stuff, since this took over as my full-time job, but I do have a GitHub full of stuff. Python's great. It's definitely my preferred language. Alright, let's go ahead and tuck this in here.
Right on schedule, not so fast.
Wonder if it's possible I'm supposed to plus Teferi this turn so I can hold up Negate. Yeah, the fact that Esper Control has Thought Erasure to proactively get rid of Crisis is a big deal.
Who are you to call me mad? I don't need this. I need this.
I'm gonna shock this in so I can use Negate plus activate my Treasure Cove this turn. I mean, I would probably argue that Niv Mizzet's a much bigger deal in the Mono Blue matchup than Thought Erasure could ever be.
Bolus told me I should do this.
Maybe I'm supposed to wait a turn to play Planeswalkers here, just because they're probably going to play Thief next turn. Although I guess the Negate here forces us through, which is nice. Hey, Miller, thanks for the 15 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Click the button and dig the thing. Start cashing your Bezo bucks back in here again, the freak. So they can't negate us here because of Tithe Taker, which is awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and play Karn, play treasure map, down tick Karn, make a creature, and then go ahead and hit this and draw. Oh, this doesn't draw 2 cards yet, huh? I don't know why I had in my head this was an artifact. I guess we'll just make a token. I'm gonna wait to scry until after this might hit me. Yeah, you're not wrong. Shock is very good in that matchup too, for sure. Tithe Taker is very much not an artifact. And Mark, thank you for the Prime support. Welcome. Hope you're having a good one. I'm hoping that whatever they're able to put together with Thief here is just, like, not good enough to power through our Planeswalkers. I do have a couple Ixalan bindings in my deck, though. Yikes! That's a little unfortunate. Huh. Them taking my Lava Coil with Thief is a little brutal. Should have scried on my upkeep.
There is great power in the people.
Of course. I know what I'm doing.
No, I would much rather fix my own draw than, like, try and fix 1/3 of what they're doing. Alright, do I want more or more removal spells on the draw? I don't think so. I think I'm just gonna run it. Yeah, Karn, Tez, Dovin all have nice synergy together, which is sweet. So, like, we're a Planeswalker deck that also has some synergy inside of itself. Hand's very reasonable until they play Thief of Sanity on turn 3. It's possible I should just have more Thief of Sanity answers in my deck right now. Like, this Absorb could have been another Lava Coil. Although I guess if it's a Lava Coil there, it has the same fate, right? It just gets taken by a discard spell. I think the London Mulligan sounds great. I think anything that aims to reduce variance in Magic should be applauded. I think if the London Mulligan ends up being too good for combo decks in Modern and Legacy, stop dancing around the point and just ban the stupid decks that are too good. Oh, we're so good at this game. Magic's easy cards. Just draw the cards you need. Yep. Yep.
Sorry I'm late.
Thinking about tucking my Tithe Taker. Land, please. Land, please. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. The fact that this card just runs down Planeswalkers is so good. Nah, I really like Dragon, Bob. So, like, while you're right that Phoenix plays defense better, Dragon is a card that can take over the game all on its own. In addition to providing synergy with Sarkhan, I like the fact that it is a card that just, like, you have to answer this thing or it's going to take over the game. And, like, that paired with all our Planeswalkers puts a lot of stress on things like Frost's Contempt. Yeah, having Dragon, I agree. We ended up only one card off of what we played previously, which was adding a 26th land, which I think was reasonable. My big takeaway from playing these matches today, though, was Tithe Taker out of the sideboard was really awesome. We talked about Jeskai control versus Esper, and I definitely think Jeskai control in general has a little bit of a hard time with Esper, and maybe playing some copies of Tithe Taker in the Jeskai sideboard could be, in a traditional Jeskai control sideboard, could be a way that it can approach the Esper matchup in a little bit better way. Just like having this proactive thing that like pressures their planeswalkers that also makes their counter magic awkward against you seems very reasonable. It's also a nice hedge against Eldest Reborn as well, which